Hey friends, so today we're going to be doing some cleaning and rearranging, as well as I'm going to be sharing dinner later. I think, pretty sure, we'll see at the end. But I hope that you enjoy hanging out with us and getting some stuff done, whether you actually get up and do something with me or you just sit back, relax, and watch me do stuff. I'm just starting out here by adding a couple of things to Wendy's bathroom. We still need to find her some decor and just get some of these empty shelves stuff put on them. She's really picky about what she likes and does not like. I told her that we might even just use the shelves for extra storage since there's not much room in this bathroom. We'll see, but I never ended up sharing her bathroom, so I figured I'd go ahead and just do a quick once over here for you guys. Not a fan of the curtain, the shower curtain. It's too dull for everything else, but it was the closest we could find, so we're gonna make do. She was fine with it, so in the end, you know, it's fine. I don't care. We still have to add a couple of things. Like I said, we're hoping to add a few little trinkets here and there, and I need to get one of those like makeup mirrors to sit on her little shelf, but it's whatever. She's not in a big hurry, so I'm not in a big hurry. We're just getting this stuff done here, and then we're going to go into the kitchen, if I could calm down, and make some Christmas crack, but it's not Christmas, so Lily's been calling it August crack. She had been wanting some for a while, and I finally got the stuff to make that, so we're going to go ahead and make that. The recipe I used was from my YouTube cookbook. My friend made this for me years ago, and I use it quite often, but I'm going to just find one and link it down below because it's a pretty standard recipe, so I will have that linked for you down below. Super simple, and it is really good. It's like a caramel toffee kind of thing. It's delicious.
Let's say it's a boat that we're all in together, that barely stays afloat while we all discuss the weather. How long can we all go on before we change our ways? How long till it days? How long till it days? Let's say it's a bed we all know is on fire. Pharaohs spin our heads, but no one calls out loud.
So I decided to move a little sitting area back in here to this area. Typically when Jonathan and Kim come over, Jonathan runs around outside and does stuff with Nolan, and Kim will sit in here in the kitchen. It's usually in the evening, so John is watching television, and I guess she just decides to stay in here in her own space more comfortable. And so I decided I wanted to make a seating area back in here mostly for her. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to be rearranging and moving stuff around. I really need to just go ahead and buy me a cheap little kitchen island, and then I could put the kitchen table in the center. That's what I'm like looking here, thinking about where I could place it all. But I need to get me one. It just would be easier on me. I would enjoy having it, you know, all that stuff. But we're just going to share getting this area cleaned back up and moved around and all of that. Took me a little bit to get it figured out and get stuff exactly where I wanted it, because it is an awkward little space, and I had to like plan it around the coffee bar because I didn't want to move the coffee bar again. This little weird sweeper thing, I got this off Temu. It was an impulse buy, but it popped up somewhere and I got it for like $2. It's supposed to be $20. I got it for like $2, so of course I had to try it out, and I really like it. Here you'll be seeing me use it backwards. The little pad thing is supposed to be in the back of it when you're pushing it, so it like pushes the dirt up into it. It took me a minute to realize I was doing it wrong. I thought it was because I washed the pad that it was making it not work correctly, and it was just like having to get back into the groove of the floor, so to speak, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm looking at it like, what's wrong with you? And then it wasn't it was me. I was using it incorrectly. But it works really good. I'm actually impressed, especially for $2. You just go over it. It's like a little manual vacuum. It's neat. And even for $20, it's worth $20. So it's definitely worth $2. I know nobody is probably not interested in it. I mean, if you got it for $2, who wouldn't be interested in it? But I will link it down below if I can remember, just because I can. It's fun, and we like it. So now it does only go forward. Like if you pull it back, it doesn't sweep and suck stuff up. Now that it actually sucks, it like pushes stuff into it. But as long as you make sure you're just going in the right direction, it works really good, especially if you have like a lot of animal hair. It can get a little tedious because you have to like clean the little brush thing in the middle of it, but it gets it all up really easy, and it's a one-step sweeper. That's what it should be called. Maybe it is, I don't know.
In the door, I could have sworn I've seen your face before. So glad that you said hi, 'cause I was way too shy. What would have happened if you just had passed me by the night? We keep on drinking, keep on wishing for someone out there to hold. All those little all she didn't catch me looking over her shoulder, just at the right time. Those little moments all let me you, only got you about all those little moments. All those little moments.
I couldn't figure out how I wanted to do these little bookshelf things. You'll see I change it again, but it's not a bookshelf. I'm using them for bookshelves. One has like my fiction books I read, and the other one has like a lot of nonfiction and Bibles and Bible studies on it. But you can stack them or put them side by side. I couldn't figure out how I wanted it. I know I really wanted them to be side by side because it gives it more surface area on top for if people want to sit stuff there, or if you're going to be sitting there, you know, sit your phone there or whatever. So I do change it one more time. I think it's only one more. But I get it figured out, and I like the way that it looks. It works. I needed my wall to be a little bit bigger. That was part of my problem. But like I said, we made it work, and it's just fine. It just took us a long time to get to the end of the road.
Had a few kids, bought a new house, promised you heaven, but it never did work out. Got a new job and moved uptown. I bought you everything, you never questioned why. All this time I waited for a season where everything felt right.
So a little earlier, before I had got to work doing stuff, I was watching some things on YouTube and ended up watching a show about like a Mennonite guy that owns a store in like West Virginia or whatever, and they sell multiple different things. But in that show, somewhere along the ways, it was speaking of the head baker or whatever, speaking to her. And she was talking about making an Italian cheese loaf. And, you know, I was talking about that she sewed multiple of them a day. And I was like, well, that sounds delicious. So, of course, I went to Pinterest. I found me a recipe. And then that's what we're going to do, is I'm going to throw one of those together. And it did not disappoint. It was absolutely delicious. I'm going to link it down below. I do think that I overheated my yeast and it might have messed with it a little bit, because it didn't rise as good as it was supposed to. And when I started kneading it, I noticed that it was like, you know, it was pretty hot to touch. So might have been a little bit much for it. However, it did rise some and it tasted absolutely delicious. Like, definitely recommend it. So it's still good. I still call it a win because it was delicious. It did rise. I'm going to include it here. And I will have the recipe for you down below.
All the different phases and the reasons to make it all worthwhile. My best kept secret is I never loved you quite enough. There in the moment
darkest valley. I was lost, couldn't find my way. But then I heard him from within, he who died for my sins. He spoke my name, then I saw his face. Yes, I've seen his eternal glory. I felt his hand when I was astray. I never knew until then what his love truly meant. I was lost, but now I'm found by his grace. By his grace, by his grace, I've been saved by the grace of my Lord. By his grace, by his grace, I've been saved by the grace of my Lord. He is the Lamb and he is the shepherd. He's the burning flame within my soul, the fire in my heart. He is my joy, he is my song. He is right when all is wrong. He's my savior and the light in the dark. Oh, I know I'm on a long and arduous journey.
Alright friends, so we're going to get started on my take of the poor man potatoes. Now I say my take because I got this recipe from my friend Tiffany here on YouTube, Our Small Town Life. She got it from, I think she said Stephanie. But one night I started making it, and then I went back after I'd already got the potatoes and stuff going. I went back and watched the video and realized that it took cream of something soup. She uses mushroom, but y'all know I usually use chicken in place of that. And I didn't have any of that, so I just left it out, and they still tasted amazing. It's pretty much just fried potatoes with meat and whatever other veggies. That's how I did it. So I still wanted to give her credit, even though it's not even the recipe she follows, because she's what made me think about doing it. Yeah, credit goes to Tiffany. But I'm just going to cut these up, and then to make them cook quicker, because I have some children complaining about hunger, I am going to do the Sammy trick and put them in the microwave in a glass bowl covered and get them to steam that way. I'm talking, I'm going to cut my fingers off. That way they cook quicker. And I need to quit talking so I can keep all my fingers. I'll call it good enough. Need to get John to sharpen my knives here. I'm not good at sharpening them. I can if it's just a little dull with that thing that come with the set, but he's got like this big stone thing that he uses and makes them super sharp, like so sharp. After he sharpens them, he tells me not to use them because he knows, well, you see how terrible I am at cutting stuff. Alright, so potatoes are all chopped up. I'm going to add just a little bit of olive oil here, and I'm doing it this way so it gets a little bit more even. Just a tiny bit. Don't want to overdo it. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of salt. And now, I'm going to gently scoop them into this, if I can. If not, I'll use my hands, but it really wasn't the mood. I just put just a thing of plastic wrap over top of it. I'm going to pop it in the microwave here for about 10 minutes. While this is cooking in the microwave for 10 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and get the vegetables sauteing. I'm just going to saute up the vegetables here. I just used olive oil this time. You could use bacon grease, whatever you want to use, butter. But since I was doing olive oil this time, I decided I was going to add a little beef broth. This is the first time I've done it this way, and it definitely did give it a good flavor. That's one thing I like about this dish, is you can just change just a couple things and, you know, make it so much different. You could add bacon and cheese to it if you wanted to, or you could do the cream of chicken soup, which is what I need to actually try one time. There's just a lot of things. You could add sour cream to it. I would definitely do that on top after it was done, though. That actually sounds really good. I might have to make it again just so I can try it with sour cream on top. But this time I'm going to use this cubed ham. I typically use just whatever. I remember once I used a smoked sausage. The last time I made it, I used the cheddar wurst in it. It was really good. It's just one of those things that changing little things can make a big difference. You could probably even do like sausage, like breakfast sausage, maybe even some eggs. I don't know. I think it's endless possibilities with this dish, but we do really like it. This time I just used the cubed ham because I thought it sounded good, and so that's what I plan on using this time. And for the vegetables, I done onion, garlic, and then I had a ℂ𝕠𝕟 and a habanada, which are the not spicy peppers, and they added a good flavor to it. It definitely took it up a notch or two.
When I was lost and hopeless, when I was at my worst, it's grace that you extended that I did not deserve. I am so amazed by all you have done. I cannot explain the depth of your love. Limits can't contain the heart of you, God. I'm amazed at the depth of your love. Your mercy came and found me, gave me a second birth.
So this way was definitely delicious. I really liked the way that the beef broth kind of gives everything a good blend of flavors, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know. But it was really good this way. I'll definitely be trying it this way again. And there it is, all plated up. Like I said, super simple, very delicious. That's the cowboy candy.
Obviously, yeah.
Delicious as well. This is the next day. I went ahead and I'd ordered a cube shelf for the living room, so I knew it was going to be coming. I went ahead and got it cleaned up in here, and then I'm going to put that cube shelf together, not together with you, because I'm going to show it a little bit of it anyways. I did put it together without recording it because I get frustrated with stuff like that, and having a camera there, like, putting more pressure on me, I'm not for it. So we're just going to go ahead and get the living room cleaned up here a little bit, get that shelf put together, and get a few things on it. I'm still not a huge fan of the way that the space turned out. It's still too empty for me. That's why I did enjoy having the chair there, but it's fine. We made it work. I like the shelf. I just don't like how it looks. I thought about bringing down my big full-size mirror. I thought about buying a lamp, you know, like a floor lamp. We'll see. I'm not sure what we're going to do yet. I will keep you updated, I'm sure, but we're just going to get this living room cleaned up just a little bit, and then we'll be done.
I feel better every day. The troubles I had have been washed away. I'm cleaning up my act and moving on. In the silence of my room, I'll sleep all night and get up at noon. There's nothing to distract me in my dreams. Like a pillow on my face, no one can hurt or invade my space. I still walk the streets with my head high, and though I wonder where I'd be if no one had helped or remembered me, I know my own will has got me through. I know why
course, a space is not completely clean if you don't light a candle or change out your wax melt. So we're going to put in some of whatever that was that I just showed you. And yeah, I've not decorated this or anything really. I mean, I set a plant on it, but we'll come back to it later. Eventually you'll see it and hopefully it'll look better. I know it'll look better because it's something I'm going to put on it. But we'll see you all next time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. As always, remember to show grace, be content, and live blessed. Until next time, bye friends.